Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. New video today. We've been getting asked a lot about this, and it's sometimes I get asked this a lot in the pro shop when we're talking new drivers. Does the loft on the driver affect anything? What does it affect? Is it worth, changing it, messing around with it? So we're going to find out today. My driver, I've got the QI10 Max at the minute, fitted to me. Great fitting with TaylorMade on our demo day. It's a 9-degree head, lofted at 7 degrees to get my optimal launch. So we're going to try that. We're going to change it to 9 standard, and then we've also got the same head in the 12 degree. I'm going to put my shaft in that and see what happens to that, and try and answer the question: what does loft, or what does the change in loft do to our shots? Does it benefit? We'll see like that. Obviously, we know changing it to 12 it will fly higher, but just how much distance we'll lose, everything like that. So we're going to get a few shots with each out on the golf course today at Dewsbury District Golf Club. So we're going to start with mine as it's already set up. Let's do it. Right, so we're going to start with mine. So this is lofted at 7 degrees. So let's see what this is. Well, I know it does. It still gets up there. One's a little left and low. First swing of the day. So we're just going to get a few here. I've been playing with this for about a couple of months now actually, and it is does go quite low. That's better. Flight. That's more like a perfect flight. That. It's right up there. 274 carry. Launch 13.3. I don't mind it when it's low. I know we could lose a bit of distance with it being quite a low flight, but I feel it helps me playing in like tournaments. I like that flight. I'm loving this driver, guys. Yeah, super forgiving. I've played well with it in tournaments. I've had a really good start to my season with rounds of 2 under at Howley Hall, 3 under here at Dewsbury, and 1 under at the Oaks on Friday. Game feels good. Solid off the tee. So they're very consistent ball flights. The first one was left, first swing of the day, but they are going, a nice flight, quite high, just as I'd want it really, and that's what we said when we did the fitting. We're happy with that flight. Some of these have been off centre hits. You can see that my 274 is the best carry. That one down at 247 carry, but straight down the fairway. So we're happy with that. A poor shot to finish. Yeah, nearly missed that one. But from that, you can see my optimal flight there. Great flight. Best one there coming out at 274. We'll run through these numbers when we fit shots with all 3 drivers. But that's my fitted one. Like I said, lofted 9-degree head, lofted down at 7 degrees. Get a good flight from that. Loads of confidence with the driver. You can see on there that it's well, you can't really see actually because it's a bit wet, but I fit them all over the face. Few hill strikes coming back through lovely. Still loving this drive. I would recommend anyone to try this. Loving it. So let's put this up to 9 degree then as standard, and hit that as well, see what that does to it. Right, so we've got that one down at 7, the one before. We put this one to 10 because then we've got a 12-degree head, so right in the middle, or nearly the middle. So we're going to see with that. I tell you what, obviously at address I can see the loft on it more now, which is sort of strange. I've never really toyed about with it, with the loft of it. I would always just keep it as is. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's gone sky high. Similar launch actually. but the backspin has just grown. 3,500 spin from maybe, well, even my highest, my worst shot was 2.5. Same launch, but the distance has dropped off. In fact, for a good shot there, it's gone down to 236. And obviously that's what we got on the fitting. It's a lovely shot. Probably just a bit high for me. I'm not. Yeah, same launch, high spin. So it's changed the spin. I would have said it had changed the launch. It's actually just changed the spin. So that's up 1,000 RPM of spin. But like we said when we were having the fitting, it's a super high launching head, the QI10 Max. So that's why we had to sort of loft it down. And that's when I grabbed it for the first time when the kit arrived at the shop. That's just sky high. This 12 degrees driver is going to feel like a wedge. Yeah, when we first got them and I tried them, it was just going too high. So if I wouldn't have got fitted for it, and he wouldn't have said to me, I would have never have put it down at 7, because that just says to me I will not be able to hit it. But and I probably wouldn't have thought to try it, to be fair. I'm hitting them great. They're just going really high. I can't get it past can't get it over 250 carry. 3,900 spin, and we're using the same golf balls. I've got my practice bag there of Pro V's, so should give us fairly reliant numbers. One more with this. I'm hitting it great, but you can just see it up in the air like that. 242 carry, 4,000 spin with that, and all I've done is just loft it up to 10 degrees. The launch has stayed the same, which is sort of the other way round really. I would have thought that the launch would have gone, but you know, maybe with the shaft that would have kept sort of that spin down. So right, let's try that 12 then. Let's see how that really changes it. So final test. We know what, we can sort of probably predict this, but we've got the 12 degree QI10 Max. It's amazing actually to see. We'll put a video on screen now of it, but there's just, I mean, there's just so much loft showing, but it's only 5 degrees, but it looks huge. Feels like the driver's like tilted back like that. Anyway, let's see what it changes. It's sky high. Sky high, but I tell you what, the higher the loft I've put on, the better and straighter I've hit it. Also here the launch seems to have changed a little bit. So now the launch is going up as well as the spin. There we go. See, that's just too high, but dead straight, and you know, hitting it better. But it's the same club. We've just played around with sort of the settings on it. And obviously, to be fair, the head on my driver would be able to get to, I think it's 9 degree head, so that'd get to 11 anyway. It's gone a bit left. But that's just too high. You think if we put any, well, where we are now on the 11 foot Dewsbury, if that's got, if we've got any wind on that, that is going nowhere. It's saying 238 carry, but that would not be, if you had any breath of wind out here, which we do a lot of time. Bottom of the club, but just always rising, and you would just think, well, so if we loft that down to mine and 7, we're getting nearly 40 yards extra carry. That's why it's important to get the tried on a GC quad or Trackman. Like, I'm hitting them really nice, to be fair. That would a bit actually towy, but flowing dead straight. Still loving this driver, like I've said it before. loving the forgiveness. I don't have to hit it amazing and out of the middle for it to get down the middle, which obviously playing golf in a tournament, that's what can happen a lot of times. So that's 3 clubs there. Let's just have a little dive into the numbers on the GC quad there, and let's see what we've found out from that. Right, so let's have a look at numbers for them 3 shots. So we've got 5 with each. So first, my driver, carry 260, 274, 2 of them. Very pleased with them. When I hit it poor, like the first one went left, that's my bad shot that I do fight with. It was a left shot, over turning it over, pulling it, whatever you want to call it. So that's that. Obviously distance is good on that. Fitted to me, like I said, 9-degree head, lofted down at 7 because of the QI10 Max being super high launching. So moving to the 10-degree, we can see that the launch angle on the launch angle on my good shots is 13-degree. We move on to that 10-degree, we've got 13, 14, 15. So, you know, not too much considering we've got 2 degrees of loft on the club difference. The main thing is the spin on the ball. So up to 4,000 spin, 3, 4 is lower. The loft is consistently around 240, 245 carry. Obviously, well, we've tried to put the shot tracer on them, but you can see as well that they've gone so much higher. And then we move into that 12, and then the launch angle goes up higher, spin even higher again, and then the loft. The actual distance on the 12-degree doesn't take it down as much. Well, what I would say is that I know I've hit 5 shots with each, but when we lofted it up to maybe the 10 and the 12, I seem to hit them consistently straight. With the 12, I know it says a lot of them were right, but I probably wouldn't have been maybe lined up with the quad. One of the greenkeepers came to do a divot, and so we had to move it. So I might not have lined that up right because they weren't 40 yard right of the centre of the fairway, so that might not be. But when you lofted it up, they went straighter, more consistent. Maybe I warmed up a bit. Like I said, bad shots the left, and I hit a couple with my driver, but they were consistently straight when we added more loft into it. But with adding loft, we did lose distance, added spin, and you know, so that's what sort of changed that. So it sort of explains to us, very important to get that loft right. Go and get that fitting, try the different lofts it up, down. Get your pro to have a look at that into it and try it. Try the different lofts available. Don't just go into the 10.5 like I would do really, because you think that's what you might be. I wouldn't want it too low. I don't want it too low launching, but actually when trying it, really good. Loving that QI10 Max, by the way. That's the driver. That is staying in the bag for sure. I've used that, played really well with it. Drop me any comments below what you think to loft, and if you've seen anything change with it. If you've seen any differences when you've changed the loft on yours. Do you play around with your driver that you've been custom fitting? You know, do you change it with it? You know, do you ever loft it up, ever loft it down when you're playing golf? Let me know below. I'd love to know. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.